Hello, YouTube, and welcome to why some people would rather throw the cactus before going into the ocean. That is quite the title. As someone that has been swimming into the ocean quite a lot, I'm curious. Because I'd rather go in the ocean than throw the cactus. I'll be honest. For me, it's the opposite. So yeah, let's watch the video.
This is probably the most terrifying thing you'll ever see in the ocean.
I mean, kind of true. It does look
that
creepy.
Thing is actually a big fin squid and it's believed to grow up to 26 feet long. Scientists believe they hunt by dragging those freakish arms across the ocean floor, snatching up anything unlucky enough to accidentally brush up against it. But by far the scariest thing.
Yo, that's cool. So it's kind of like just creepy crawly feeling you. It's kind of like, I don't know if the microphone will pick it up. Kind of like that. I don't know how bad the microphone is, but if it was really bad, I'm just gonna cut it out of the video. So yeah, creepy crawly, eldritch horrors. It's barotrauma time. As someone that plays a lot of barotrauma, I'm like, cool. Cool.
About this hell squid, we know almost nothing about it. We don't know how they mate, how they live. All we know for sure is that you can find them at the very bottom of the ocean at depths of up to 15,000 feet, which is more than half the height of Mount Everest. Here's the part that personally freaks me out. Every big fin ever caught was a juvenile, and since no adults have ever been captured, it's possible they can be even bigger than we thought.
How do we know they're juveniles? If they were captured, like that's the only thing we know about them and we know nothing else about them.
This sea slender man's arms are covered in tiny suckers.
I mean, they look cool.
There aren't a lot of things strong enough to break free. Those arms can be over 90% of their total body length, and they hold it at a 90-degree angle, which makes this violation against nature look like it's T-posing. As technology improves, we might have a chance to learn more about them.
I mean, they kind of look like the puppeteer thingy. You know, like the strings that you when you're having a puppet, the strings. That's kind of what they look like. Huh.
Which isn't a good thing. They need to stay in hell. Well, facts, but they
need to stay in hell. Meanwhile, me, damn, that's cool. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't want to be trapped at the bottom of the ocean with that thing kind of like around the vessel, but they look cool.
Slowly get more and more disturbing. Blue whales can produce 400 gallons of baby batter, but only 10% of it makes it to the female, meaning 360 gallons get dumped back out. In case you're wondering, that's 8.5 bathtubs of whale maker. Gray whales will go 3.
Nice. Nice.
With 2 males and a female. While the first male is getting his rocks off, the second wing whale will swim underneath the female and help hold her in place for a process that can last up to an hour. And
wow. Wow, talk about a wingman. Completely different there. Different type of sandwich too. Let me just be the bed that you mate on. I'm sure that's someone's kink, alright.
Under almost every sea monster story ever told was really about a whale's penis, and I will never let that Sperm whales are so loud that the sound can vibrate you to death by either causing your lungs to collapse or an air bubble to form in your brain, which would instantly take you off the senses. Blue whales are big, but not a lot of people understand how big. You can hear a blue whale's heartbeat from a little more than 2 miles away. They can swallow almost 500,000 calories at once. Allegedly, a whale
that's a lot of calories.
A full-grown horse. And because I am who I am,
excuse me, what?
Blue whale penis was about 16 feet long and weighed anywhere from 700 to 900 pounds.
Oh my god. Why? Why do I need to know the knowledge about the length? Why?
Blue whales don't spray water out of their blowholes the way you see in movies. It's actually warm air being forced out of the lungs. It's basically its breath. It's one of the most unholy smells that can ever assault your nose.
Interesting. So it smells really bad. I've never smelled whale breath.
Like burning rubber in a fish cemetery. Because of that video, there's now people that believe the ocean is salty because of whale sperm. And I'm not gonna lie, I wish it were true because of the look on people's faces when I tell them this is free therapy, but it isn't.
What? What? Why do people believe that? Oh my god. Yeah.
Most of the ocean's salt comes from rocks on land because when acidic rain hits the rocks, it erodes them and causes them to release salt. The salt gets carried out in streams and rivers where it eventually reaches the ocean. The reason the ocean is so salty is because this has been happening for millions on billions of years. Some of the salt also comes from hydrothermal vents at the bottom of the ocean, but most of the time when you taste seawater, the salt came from a rock, not a whale that already has.
It makes me curious. Do people not get educated about salt mines, about salt rivers, about sweet rivers, sweet water lakes, salt water? I'm just like, where do you think the salt's coming from? You learned that in geography. Well, we had to memorize literally what type of water it was in what lake and river and stream and origins. And we took a road trip to salt mines, and I got to lick a rock in a salt mine, or 2 rocks, or maybe 3. I don't know, I was a kid. I licked a lot of rocks. Not even ashamed of it. They were delicious. They sold you like these tiny little rocks that you could just take home. It was literally just salt.
So yeah, you don't have to worry about salty seawater. Besides, you should probably be more concerned with the fact that your perfume used to be made from whale vomit. The more you know. Fish you should be most
The more you know.
Isn't the shark. It's the stonefish because it can deliver venom powerful enough to cause crippling pain and toxic enough to activate your life insurance in less than 2 hours. This fish is armed with a venom called verrucotoxin, and as a neurotoxin, it shuts your body down from the inside. If you got stung, you would first feel incapacitating pain, swelling, and eventually numbness. But no worries, it gets worse. It always gets worse.
It always gets worse.
Fast enough to
I'm like, okay.
Poison would destroy tissues in the body, cause uncontrollable twitching and shaking, and eventually paralysis, meaning it would get harder and harder to breathe until you eventually black out. Victims describe the pain as getting continuously hit with a sledgehammer all over the body.
It does make me question what they think a sledgehammer hitting you feels like. Does not sound very pleasant though.
Even if you survive, you could still walk away with permanent nerve damage and muscle atrophy. But there's 2
that really sucks.
The Satan guppy might be the most dangerous fish on earth. One is this picture. Because the stonefish looks like a stone, it's so easy to accidentally step on one, and when you do, those spines would get shoved up your foot, and the harder you step, the more poison gets pumped into you. And number 2, they can survive outside of water for up to 24 hours, meaning they don't have to be underwater to put you underground. There's also the only place where mistaking a fish for a stone can get you the death penalty. You should never
Jesus Christ.
It's actually one of the most venomous things on the planet. That's because the cone snail can shoot you with a
wow.
400 miles per hour.
Wait, what? What? Okay. Don't pick a pretty looking fish shell thing. Got it. Damn.
That would be like getting struck by 14 Usain Bolts, because ironically this snail is one of the fastest animals on the planet, being able to hit you almost as fast as you can blink. That's not the only thing fast about them, because this murder slug was nicknamed Cigarette Snail.
Cigarette!
Urban legend. If you got hit by one, you had enough time for a puff puff pass before you puff puff pass away.
Puff puff pass away, oh my god. Who gave it that nickname? Oh, one last smoke, guys. No comment.
If you got stung, you would immediately feel extreme pain, swelling, numbness, and vomiting. But don't worry, it gets worse. It would escalate to muscle paralysis, double vision, and difficulty breathing. And once you get to that point, you can go ahead and start printing out shirts because you finna be on one. And even though the cigarette thing was an exaggeration, it could take only 5 to 8 hours for them to connect you to God's water. Now the problem with these—
damn, those snails are cool. I wouldn't want to be next to them.
That is all I require.
But they're kind of cool.
Snails is that they use venom to paralyze unlucky prey, and they'll even put them to sleep with a toxin that's 1,000 times more powerful than morphine.
Wow.
Which works on fish and stupid people that pick them up. But they don't just use one though, like Tyson, they be on them combos. They can have 50 different toxins in their venom, which is why there is no antidote. The only cure is try not to die and become a Snapchat memory.
Your child can visit—
What do you mean try not to die? Wow. Don't pick up any pretty colorful animal. Most of them are poisonous. I mean, to be fair, pretty colors are generally used to lure you in, right?
steamy jungles, grassy plains, and the dark depths of the ocean.
I should probably explain what the hell this is. That was an angel shark, and that's the worst Call of Duty player you'll ever meet. The angel shark will lie motionless for days waiting for anything bite-sized to accidentally pass above its head so it can take its life. Sounds like a cheat code, but there's no referee in the ocean, so this camel shark stab pets kills like no other. But you don't have to worry about them snatching up your leg because they're only interested in fish, crustaceans, and mollusks like squid. That being said, angel sharks are a lot like electrical power sockets. They're only dangerous if you poke them. Now you would think that's common sense, but because these sharks stay perfectly still, scuba divers think it's a good idea to touch them, and that makes these sharks go from
oh no!
Luckily, attacks are rare, and as long as you're not an idiot, this sea carpet won't fade you. Good thing too, because there's a shark in this picture, and he may not be an angel, but he'll turn you into one.
Isn't like a good rule when you're scuba diving not to touch it? Is that usually the fun rule there? I mean, I only went once, but like they basically told us don't touch anything and stay close to your instructor.
Reasons why this is your new favorite fish. Even though they can be up to 23 feet over 3,000 pounds, they're 100% perfectly harmless to people because they only ever eat plankton and small shrimp. Unlike stingrays, they're not venomous. This giant placemat couldn't hurt you if it wanted to. They're smart enough to understand mirrors because manta rays were seen waving and blowing bubbles at their own reflection, something they wouldn't do if they thought it was a manta ray. Manta rays will launch themselves out of the ocean, and they do it to get rid of parasites or to avoid predators, but sometimes it seems like they do it just for fun. They have the largest brain of any fish, making them arguably the smartest things in the ocean that don't also belong.
I thought this was a reason not to go in the ocean.
Baby manta rays are called pups, and the mother will give birth to 1 or 2 pups every year. They're normally black,
they're called
dark,
they're called pups?
Brown or grayish blue, but there are pink manta rays out there, and no, this is not edited. This pink manta ray was found off the coast of
that's so
Australia
pretty!
that country is both a national treasure and Satan's jungle gym. They're
That's
smart
so
enough to form strong
pretty!
emotional bonds with each other, and they're smart enough to ask for help. One repeatedly approached the diver until he realized that she had a fish hook stuck under her eye, and she waited patiently as he removed it. Once he removed it,
wow!
What would happen if you took one of the meanest animals in the ocean and gave it legs? Well, 2 things. 1, you'd have one of the most violently aggressive animals on Earth walking on land, and 2, I know this because it technically happened and they exist. It's a known fact that the biggest menace to society in the ocean are dolphins of any kind. They jump sharks for no reason, slap box their babies, and they have a rap sheet longer than Drake's.
Slap box their babies? What? What? Dude, the more I learn about dolphins, the more I'm like, what? Oh. Welcome in, God Priangsu. How do I fish for the puzzle? Exclamation mark fish. And then you'll see the puzzle over in the corner. And you can fish up the 2.0 design early. If you want to complete the puzzle and see what pieces were already fished up, you can go on the Discord. We have a section called Paws Jigsaw Puzzle. Like the pieces that you got with other people and put them together. So far they got they got most of my face, a thigh, my hip, and I think a hand. Yeah. They're getting there. They're getting there very slowly but surely. So yeah, if you know, that's a good time to tell YouTube as well. Hi YouTube again. If you want to join the fun, I'm celebrating 8 years of being a Twitch partner, and you can fish up my 2.0 design early on by joining on Twitch and doing exclamation mark fish, and as well as enjoy the festivity. We have a lot of different rewards and events happening. Yeah, 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 yeah. Back to the video.
And the worst dolphin of all actively tortures other animals for sport. Dolphins and whales are part of a group called cetaceans, which basically happened because this guy decided he wanted to test his luck out in the ocean and evolved to become semi-aquatic and then fully aquatic. But funny story,
nice.
There was a group of these land animals that actually stayed on land, and about 54 million years ago they split up, with the animals that would become whales and dolphins heading out to sea. The ones that didn't follow them out into the ocean stayed on land, and after millions of years of plot development, they went on to become one of the most vicious animals in the world. In case I haven't made it obvious, I'm talking about hippos. The African homicide horse
They're
is the
vicious?
closest living relative of whales and dolphins. One's a bipolar tank with Roy Ridge and a devil's overbite, and the other's a pufferfish abusing, shark assaulting sea quagmire.
What are those definitions? Oh my god! Like, look at that! Just like bipolar tank with roid rage and devil overbite. Okay, the more I'm learning. Pufferfish using shark assaulting sea quagmire. Okay, my view on animals is being shattered right now.
Shark assaulting sea quagmire, and that is evolution. Remember that dolphin sound effect from SpongeBob?
They
that was
sound
supposed
so
to be like a
nice
sensor?
though.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well, that sound didn't actually come from a dolphin. It was actually the sped up laughter of the kookaburra. It's a kingfisher bird found in Australia that sounds like a guy trying way too hard to laugh at a
What? Seriously? That is so cool. I liked that sound so much every time it was used.
cute girl's jokes.
Oh my god, they sound so
You may not be
cute!
able to hear it, but when you double the playback speed, you can hear the sound that cartoons made you swear was a dolphin. Moral of this video, every dolphin sound effect you've ever heard on every TV show is really just an Australian crack tweetie.
Crack tweet! Bruh. My view on animals is being shattered. I'd still go in the ocean though. I would still go in the ocean. I'll take that over floating a cactus any day.